Hey, you guys. Whew. Oh my God, like I tried on this dress whew, that I got from, oh my God, this dress that I got, it is so beautiful. Oh my God, I love the colors, it match my sweater. Hey. Oh, you know. Gotta look good for my baby, you know. I gotta dress like a woman. But all for my baby. I have something on my mind. As far as it has to do with life situations. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm gonna put some of this in my hair. This hair food I made. Ooh my God, it's so hot. Look how it got. It was solid, now it's starting to become a liquid. Whew. See, I didn't put too much because you only need a little teeny bit. And put it on your strands. But I don't want to talk about life situations. When you're in a situation where one of your parents is leaving this world, no matter what you're doing, okay, there is no excuse to not be there, be at the funeral. No excuse, okay? I don't care what you've been going through. You might have had issues going on with the family member. Events like that, like, you're never supposed to miss at all. Never. Because that is a special time of your life, a special event that you must experience. Okay? And I feel as though the ones that do not, like, you don't attend your parents' funeral, that's letting the family know that you don't care, okay? Because doing that only brings negative karma, all right? Because I'm pretty sure, because I have to attend stuff like that, no matter if I'm cool with the parent or not, okay? I have to, because I don't want my kids to do that to me, all right? When it's my time to leave this earth, I don't want them to not show up at my funeral, all right? So when you don't show up at your family funeral, especially your parents, that causes the family members to look at you funny, all right? Like, you couldn't show up to your parent funeral. What was so important that you couldn't show up to your parent funeral? It don't matter if you in a situation where you about to have a baby, or if you ain't in the hospital going through something, then there shouldn't be an excuse to not show up at your parent funeral. Okay? Should never be an excuse, unless you don't care. Sometimes we born into a family, that's dysfunctional. You might have one parent, two parents that are up to no good, that's not doing what they supposed to be doing. They might be strung out on drugs. They might be partying all the time, drinking and stuff, not really paying attention, to their kids, abusing them verbally and physically. But that's, in the end of the day, like, that's still your parent. Even though they brought you into this world, because not everybody is perfect. Okay? When it's time for them to go, you supposed to at least have that much respect and attend their funeral. Because without them, you would not be here. You would not be here. Okay? If they didn't get with your mom and have you, you would not exist. Or if they decided to not have kids at all, you will not be here. So no matter what's the situation, you're supposed to at least pay respect to them by showing up at the funeral. At least, that's the least you can do. Okay? And then I don't like how, you know how like when people, you might have siblings and you don't have the same parent. You don't have the same parents. You cannot blame the other siblings for the stuff that the parent y'all share together did to your other parent. It's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't act funny towards them because your parent decided not to stay with your other parent and they moved on and had kids by somebody else. You know, because that's still your family. That's still your sibling, regardless. If y'all might have the same mom, different dad, or y'all might have the same dad, different mom. You know, you're still supposed to treat them as if they were your sibling from both parents. You know, and you don't hold grudges against them because the parent that y'all share together was putting your other parent through a lot of crap. And sometimes it be the other way around. It be both parents. Because some parents, what they do is, when things don't work out with the other parent, they try to turn us kids against their parent and make it seem like, oh, they was the bad one, when it was really them, or it was both of them doing wrong. To turn the kid against the other parent, you understand? And then they act funny towards the siblings that that parent that they don't really like that had from somebody else. And then it kills me when they try to play this goody two-shoe role that they really, love the other parent and siblings that they had and the siblings that they had from that same parent. That they really care about them. When deep down you really don't. It's like you putting on an act. So people won't look at you sideways, trying to figure out why you act funny towards your other siblings or towards your other parent. Okay? But when you don't show up at the funeral to show some respect for your loved one that passed away, that makes you look extremely bad. The whole family start looking at you funny. Okay? That's when you know a person's true colors, when they don't show up to the funeral or at least see you when they can, when you're sick. Okay? So it's like It's just funny to me, you know? Like, you can't blame your other siblings for the stuff your parents did or parents did, because it's not their fault. And then it's crazy how some family members, they won't contact you to keep in touch, to make sure you are right. They only contact you when they find out one of your family members passed away. That's close. Okay? That's when they try to contact. And then they be lying saying, oh, I love you, Tia. Really? How you love your Tia when you don't keep in contact and to check on them to see how they doing? You don't see them, you know? But you say you love your Tia. That's funny to me. You don't even contact your Tia. You don't even contact her kids to see how they doing because they're not your favorite. To me, that's like some jealousy stuff. Some women, what they do is, because you know how like you might be, you know, cool with a female, regardless if you related or not, and they try to keep their distance when they realize the person that they're with, they went after, liked it you first, but you not giving a shit, excuse my language, about the person that was crushing on you before they got them, because you're not even thinking about the person, and that person is not your type. You understand? So when they realize the person's still checking you out, and you still ain't playing them no mind, and they notice that, oh snap, that person, my spouse still checking my family member out, and you're not understanding that your family member is not giving a 2 cents. It's not giving a 2 cents about your husband. Okay? But yet you refuse to keep in contact because you think they're going to try to take your man. First of all, everybody not desperate and willing to talk to anything. Okay? Or the type that would go after somebody man. And then you just go through life not communicating with the person because you think your husband is going to holler at somebody they used to like before they got with you. Okay? And they still act funny, like they don't want to keep in contact. Alright? Like, and then have a nerve to say to the ones you ain't trying to keep in contact, have a nerve to say to their mom, oh, I love you. No, you don't. Because you don't keep in contact with her. You ignoring her kids, like, especially the ones that was trying to be cool with you. You ignoring them, thinking your man gonna go after them. Don't nobody want your husband. You know, and a lot of you women need to stop thinking like that. Every chick is not the type that go after people's men, after your men. Not all chicks like that. Okay? Because I know somebody that I grew up with that's like that. But I'm not going to, mention no names about that go after people, man. But not all women like that. Some people have respect. for others. Okay? So you can't stop communicating because your husband eyeballs be wandering. Okay? And it's funny because his eyeballs be wandering at the wrong chick that ain't even worrying about his ugly ass. Okay? And you still act funny. Like you better than somebody. How can you be better than somebody and you go after males that look worse than the people they go after? Okay? So that's not better. Like every female don't go after other people's dudes. Cause I damn sure don't. Okay? I don't give a fuck if your husband looking until his eyes fall out his goddamn head. Alright? I wouldn't even be playing that motherfucker no mind. That's the type I am, alright? I'll be playing that shit no mind. That's why I be looking at women that act like that. Stupid. I'm like, you is so insecure and have trust issues. Every female don't do that. If you got a husband that be looking at other women, you supposed to check him. You don't push away family because your husband got an eyeball problem. Don't nobody want him. Okay? And they don't care. They destroy. They won't ever get to be around you because of how they husband is. Please. So they act funny, like you're not better than nobody. And I don't like the ones that be sitting over there. They don't acknowledge their own nieces and nephews. But you sitting over there acknowledging somebody's kids, that's not even your nieces and nephews. Like you embarrassed when your nieces and nephews pooping on the kids that you acknowledging, pooping on them hair and all, okay, and looks, okay, and racial background. I think they do that to the one, like if they notice that your kids come, like if they don't really like you like that, and they notice that your kids come out pooping on theirs, it's like they are jealous or something, for some way, because the siblings, they don't like kids came out shitting on their kids. The kids not wilding out doing inappropriate stuff like their kids was doing. So they go look, they don't acknowledge them for what they're doing on that funny stuff. That's why I be trying to tell my kids, look, hurry up and do what y'all gotta do so y'all can better yourself. So that way y'all don't give them something to talk about, because y'all got haters. Sometimes your haters be some of your family members. Not all family members be on some hating stuff, but some of them be on their hating stuff, and you gotta prove to them that you doing good, But yeah, but you got some funny women that sit up there and won't keep in contact with you because they got trust issues, thinking they man going to try to holler, or they think the female is going to try to go after their husband when they ain't even playing your husband on mine. Not all women do that, okay? Because I don't do that. I got that from my mom. I would never go after somebody else's man. And then you got the ones that sit up there. They don't see what their mom doing wrong, but they be looking at their dad like, oh, that's a negative person. But look at your own mom, your own parent. You know, your other parent, we ain't doing what they supposed to be doing, wilding out, partying every weekend like they don't got no kids. But you looking at your dad funny because he didn't give birth to you and you don't hardly see him like that. Okay? That's why I say sometimes I think older siblings get mad when the other parent left them for somebody else, and then they try to blame the siblings when it's not, it's not their fault. The parent didn't stay with your mom. Okay? You shouldn't do that. Siblings are your siblings, no matter what the parents did. So I was like, ooh, this person didn't go to the funeral. Ooh, the family gonna be looking at them funny. Because they ain't go to their funeral, so they want to be looking at them funny. Because me, I don't give a shit what I'm doing. Okay? Only way I won't go to my funeral is if I'm going in labor. Other than that, there's nothing wrong with me. I have to go. Okay? I have to go. Oh my God, I can't believe I have a knot in my hair. I don't understand why some people who was born into having two black parents and they don't know how to manage their natural hair. You shouldn't have to ask a mixed person how to manage your hair when you should have been taught that by your own parents. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it's hard when you have one parent that stay wearing wigs, crusty behind wigs, because they too lazy to grow their real hair out. So they don't know how to properly manage natural hair and to get it to grow. Okay? So you're supposed to go to one of your other siblings, but I guess of your family members, but I guess you couldn't because they was too busy wearing extensions, weaves, wigs, curly perms, relaxers, frying their hair with a hot comb, or flat iron, blow dryer. So they couldn't show you how to properly manage your natural hair. Because your kid's not supposed to be walking around with a bald head unless they wanted their hair to be extremely short. Other than that, no kid should have damaged, messed up hair that don't grow. The parent's supposed to manage the child hair so that their natural hair can grow. Because your hair can grow no matter what texture you have. You just have to find the techniques you need to use when your hair tight. And what organic products to use and what stuff to stay away from. That's how you teach yourself. Because everybody use different organic remedies because of their hair type. So what I use on my hair might not work on my method. The way I do manage my hair to get it to grow might not work on somebody that has nappy hair or kinky hair, because I don't know how their hair type will react to certain stuff. So you have to figure out what your hair texture is and find out what your hair texture or textures can tolerate. Okay? But yeah, so I'm going to see how this play out, because this person didn't show up to their dead funeral. Woo! So they're going to be hearing it from the family big time, because that makes you look bad. Because if I was a man, I don't give a fuck if my chick going into labor and about to have a baby. I'm going to haul ass over there and make sure I make it to my parent funeral. Okay? You know, she will understand why I had to do that. Okay? Because you're going to always see your kid. But seeing your dad or your mom in a coffin, that's a once in a lifetime experience. Okay? So that you cannot miss, no matter how. If your wife going in labor, you know, that BITCH can wait. You understand? Supposed to go to stuff like that. So they're gonna be coming at that person's neck like, why you didn't go to your dad's funeral? They gonna be coming at his neck hard for doing that. Okay? I was like, ooh, somebody gonna feel that heat coming to them for not showing up at their dad's funeral, and you was the first child they had, and you couldn't show up at the funeral. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. They're gonna they're gonna feel the heat, because that was a dumb move. Never do that. And some people were saying that was an excuse, like you didn't show up at your dad's funeral. That was an excuse, because your chick she would have understood why you couldn't stay until she had the baby. You could have just went real quick, pay your respects, and then go back home, whether the chick had the baby or not. Okay? So I'ma see how that play out. I'm like, ooh wee, I'ma see who start coming at his neck for not showing up. Okay? Because even my cousin was like, like, what the crap? You know, because like my other brother showed up, and that wasn't even his biological son. That was his stepson. So it's gonna look even worse that his biological son ain't show up to his funeral. That's gonna look even really bad. Okay? Because he could have been like, man, I know you have out to have my son, but I gotta go to my dad. I can't miss my dad's funeral. He could have came, got his daughter, so she could see her granddad at his funeral. But no. But I bet when his mama passed, he will be breaking his neck to go to his mom's funeral. Because he already chose he already chose who he respect more. You know? He already chose. You know, you're not, regardless of what your parents put you through, you can't act funny. You can't treat one different than the other. So he chose his mom. Okay, and then you posting stuff. You didn't show up, but you posting stuff under your dead wife post showing your condolence or whatever. I wouldn't even, if I ain't show up at my parents' funeral, I wouldn't even be posting stuff under the family pictures, funeral pictures. I wouldn't be doing that. I would be too embarrassed and ashamed. So no excuse to not show up at your family funeral, your parent funeral. No excuse. Because now he's going to have bad karma coming his way for doing that. Okay? That's why I don't do that. I was like, ugh, I'm tired, but I can't miss this. I was like, I don't feel like going nowhere, but I can't miss this funeral. And me and the kids, we jumped in the lift. I should have brought some alcohol, but we jumped in the lift. All ass are behind up there. Because I don't want no negative karma coming my way. Because I ain't show up at my dead funeral. Hell no. I know when my brother dad passed, I'm gonna have to show up at his funeral. Because that's my brother dad. Wait a minute. Because that's my brother dad, you know? So, out of respect. What? Out of respect. Oh, out of respect. I'm going to have to, show up at his funeral. Yeah. I'm sweating already. And then the person had a nerve to say, oh, I'm about to go back to Philly to be with, so he could be close to his mom and his daughter. I'm like, okay, so you acting like you don't have other siblings too, that's funny. Acting funny because my dad ain't stay with your mom. It's not our fault. He ain't wanted to marry somebody that's wild, that be partying all the time, drinking, using drugs. So some men do not want a woman that's partying, acting all wild like that. And if he did ask your mom to marry him, and she say no, that's your mom's fault. That's not your dad's fault. And when a man asks you to marry them, and you say no, especially if you had a kid with them, that's just letting them know you're not trying to get tied down with only one man. You want to run around and act like a piece of garbage. Okay? Because I'm like, what? If my baby asks me to marry him and he give me the ring and be like, baby, I want you to be my wife, I would pass out. I will pass out, okay? And then when I wake up, I will be like, oh my God, yes, 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 I'm trying to be your your wife. Okay, yes. Let's do this. When are we going to hurry up and do this? So, I could get your last name and spend the rest of my life with you. Okay, when we doing this, okay? Not, no, I don't want to marry you. The crap, even if you ain't had a kid with the person. And they like, even if I ain't had a kid with the person, and the guy asking me that he want to marry me, he want me to be his wife. You think I'm going to turn that down? Hell no. Especially if I love him. Love everything about him. I'm going to be like, yes, baby, when we going to get married? Okay, when we getting married, I'm ready. Not normally the women that say no be the ones that just want to be single, party, and sleep around. Them the ones that be saying no. Okay? But now, if you don't see the person in that way, like, and they asking you, then I can understand why you're saying no. But you're not supposed to be talking to them in that way where you want to be with them as a wife. But if you with somebody and you love them and everything, and they ask you to marry them, you supposed to be like, yes, like, when we going to do this? Especially if they treating you right. Like, when we going to do this? I'm ready. Okay? Like, when are we going to do this? Because I am ready to get married. But some men don't want a woman to be all wild, drinking, partying with God knows whoever. Because then they be worried, like, oh my God, I'm at work. Or, I'm home and she's saying she with her friends and don't even know if she actually with her friends or doing something that she ain't supposed to be doing. Okay? Because I be looking at these women that be sitting over here, and the guy be like, will you marry me? And the person not treating them wrong. And they be like, no, I don't want to marry you. I'm like, what, girl? You is crazy. I'm like, let my baby put a ring on my finger, engagement ring on my finger, and be like, I want you to be my wife. And then he planning the marriage date and all that stuff. I would be like, sure, why not? Like, you say you love me and I love you. Let's do this. But that's just me. Not everybody like me, though. But yeah, you can't be holding grudges against your other siblings that your parent had, because of it didn't work out with you and your mom or your dad. Can't, because it's not your other siblings' fault that things didn't work out between the parents y'all share together and with your mom or your dad. You see what I'm saying? It's not their fault. But yeah, and then had a nerve to be talking about people on Facebook catfishing, and I'm like, I'm looking like, what? You the biggest catfish, because you put on the front, had people thinking you cool with the parent we share together. And then you don't even be keeping in contact with the siblings, acting funny, like it's their fault. You ain't with the parent not with your mom or your dad. And I think the cousin that Um, the cousin that don't really socialize with and sometimes too, like some family members, like say like if you're one of your family members, aunt, uncle, um, had issues with the mom, they don't really want to affiliate with the family either. Cause like one of my cousins don't mess with me either because sometimes like they I guess it didn't work, things ain't work out with their mom being with a family member on my mom's side. So they act funny like they don't want to keep in touch with the family on that side. Okay, even if they're trying to communicate, and it's not their fault things didn't work out with you and the parent. Okay, the other parent, and things ain't work out between y'all between your parents. Okay. So they act funny. So all the ones that wasn't like family, all the ones that was family on their dad's side, they act funny, especially, they act funny. Like all the family on the dad's side, they act funny because things ain't work out with them anymore. So they act funny towards the family that on their dad's side because things didn't work out between their mom and their dad. But them the main ones you need to communicate with because they're the only biological family members you have. Because the family on your mom's side, that's not her biological family. She was adopted into that family. If that was me, and I found out that my mom's family was her adopted family, I'm gonna desperately try to keep in contact with my dad's side of the family because him and his family are the only biological family members that I have. That's what I would have did. But you keeping in contact with family that you're not related to. That's weird to me. Okay, because some adopted kids, when they become adults, they go hurry up and find their biological family members and get to know them. So since since your mom's side of the family is not her biological family, why you should have desperately tried to keep in contact with the family on your dad's side. Like if my mom's side family wasn't my biological family, I would try to get to know the family on my dad's side or vice versa. Oh my God, my hair coming out. It's loosening up the twist. It's hot in my bathroom. Okay, so they could be all on the family they not related to side, and that's funny. That's funny to me. Or if your mom is black, they keep in contact with you more than if your mom come from another, racial group that's not even from the U.S. Right? So they act funny towards those ones. But the ones who got a black mom and they be around a black mom and they know more on the black side, they be breaking their neck trying to keep in contact with them, And sometimes they act funny towards you because they don't want, since you related to their dad and their dad might have been old school strict, they don't keep in contact with you because they think you're going to run and tell their dad they're dirt. I mind my business. I don't sit up there and be telling nobody parent what they doing. That's not my place. Okay? Let them get in trouble on their own. So to avoid they dirt getting out to where they dare finding out, they ignore you too. So you won't go run and tell a dad, since you're a part of their dad family, that you don't want nothing to do with because your dad divorced your mom. Okay? And you cannot hold the family accountable because of the stuff that was going on with your mom being with one of their family members. Okay? Whew. So that's why they do that. And sometimes it be jealousy. Like, it be jealousy, okay? Where does part want to go? Back here or up here? I'm trying to figure out where this part, go right here. And it's not their fault. They look a certain way. And you going through struggles because you came out not looking how you wanted to look. I ain't perfect. Shoot, I look like my mom. I look like my mom. I'm her twin. And I got my dad nostrils. Okay, I got my mom nose right here. I got my dad. Wait a minute, do I got my dad nostrils? No, I think that's my mom nostrils. I got my mom nose. But I look like her. I look like my mom. I don't look like my dad. But you don't see me acting funny. Because I love the skin I'm in. I love myself. Because if my parents didn't get together to have me, I wouldn't exist. I mean, my dad would have had kids, but the kids wouldn't have been me. Okay, the child wouldn't have been, they would have had, my dad would have had other kids, but it wouldn't have been me. Okay? Would have had kids, but it wouldn't have been me. Hair length check. I wanna say the reason why it's short like this, because I had recently trimmed it. But like once it grows some more, I'm gonna stop trimming it because I was trimming it every 6 months, so I'm gonna like fall back a little so it can get some more length. That's what I'm gonna do, because I had to trim it. But whew, it's hot. This is my song. Oh my God, cause that's, oh my God, that song reminds me of my baby. Yeah, I love him and all his perfection. Imperfections, you know, all his flaws. That's my baby. So I know that the day we get married, man, I'm gonna be crying. I'm like, oh my God, my makeup and stuff gonna be coming off. Oh my God, because that's the only time I will wear makeup on my wedding day. I can't be one of them chicks that be sitting up there looking like a drag queen every freaking day, all day. I can't do that. You know, because I would have to put some little stuff on my face so I won't be sweating. You know, on my wedding day, look cute. And then once the wedding's thing over, wash all that crap off. Throw my makeup in the trash, because I don't do all that stuff. I would just put, like, you know how you fix your eyebrows up, wear a little lipstick to match your wedding dress, to match your little, to go with your cute wedding dress, and put like something on my face to prevent to control the oil, and because I have oily skin, and that's about it. Put some little eyeshadow, and then when the ceremony over, hurry and wash that crap off. Okay? That's what I would have did. Wash that crap off, because I'm not into all of that heavy. So look at my lips. I could put it in a loose bun, in a loose bun. Some of it's short because that's the part that fell out the most from the alopecia. Alopecia. Put it on a loose bun like that. There you go. Make my loose protective bun. So, I won't, so my hair won't get pulled out. But we gonna sit with Hoppins, okay? Because it's gonna be a lot of heat. There's gonna be a lot of heat on a person for not showing up at that funeral. That's why, even though I didn't, I was on some lazy, I don't want to go nowhere because of the weather. When I found out when the funeral was, well, I had to go to, help them, go with them so they can, visit the place they was having his funeral ceremony, and so they can, finish the paperwork and stuff. I hurried up and went over there. And I was like, oh, hell no. I didn't go over there. You know. And then when I found out when the funeral, I made sure I got my fat behind down there. Okay? Because I couldn't have no excuse not to show up. Because I didn't want the family on my ass. Because I would have heard it from my mom, my siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins. Okay, I was like, ooh, I don't want that. I don't want that drama. Ooh, wait. No excuse, people. When your mom or dad is leaving this earth, never make an excuse to not show up at the funeral, or at least make sure you dare to help, go through the funeral process, okay? You hurry up and take your behind over there ASAP and attend, okay? No excuses. Because that's when the family be looking at you funny, like, what the fuck going on with you that you couldn't show up at your dad's funeral, okay? And that's when the drama begins. Alright? And sometimes it leads to you getting into fights, getting your behind kicked, because you want to be like, I'm about to have a baby. Like that baby is going to always be there. Okay? But you don't get a second chance to see your parent laying in the coffin. Okay? You don't get a second chance. You understand? I'm gonna put some Jamaican black castor oil, because should I? Because this stink, but I gotta put on my edges. Okay, and I know the corona stuff was going on. That's why it was crazy how everything fell in place when stuff started opening back up. Some stuff. But you was only allowed to have 10 visitors. But they kind of let one person slide. So instead of it was 10, it was 11. But so it's no excuse, people. No excuse. I know my dad is pissed off because his son ain't come. That's why I had to make sure I was there. I'm like, I was raised by him. So let me take my fat behind one over there, because I know how his family is. They would chew my head off if I ain't show up, okay? They would chew my head off. I'll be like, by the time they finish chewing my head off, I wouldn't even have a neck. I mean, no. By the time they finish chewing my head off, my whole head will be going. All you will see is neck, neck and shoulders and body, okay? So let me stop. But yeah, I was like, I want no coming at me. I'm already having issues. I was like, oh no, I don't want them coming at me like that. But yeah, I'm gonna wear this tomorrow. I gotta go with I'm going with my mom. I'm gonna go with my mom so I can go with her so she could get my dad ashes. And then I'm gonna get because I gotta pick up the food, that she have to get me for the kids. So I'm gonna probably go with her up there so she can get my dad ashes, and then we take a lift back to her house, and then I'll just get the food, bring it home. That's what I'm gonna do. So I gotta get up early tomorrow. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna wear. But I'm gonna wear this, okay? I just had to try it on, make sure it match. Make sure it look right. Okay? But this outfit looks so good. I'm like, because I like wearing dresses, you know, dresses and skirts. Because I'm a woman, you know. I ain't no man, so I don't like wearing no men clothes. I had to break out of that. Can't be wearing no men clothes. Because I ain't no freaking man. Look, I'm all sweating like a pig. But this is what I'm going to wear. They were like, oh my God, look at her wearing her little dressy. Oh my God, look. This is so cute. This is so cute. This is so cute. I love this. Okay, I'm gonna wear this. Let me go check on the kids real quick. Say, I'm gonna get some more tomorrow. Only reason why it wasn't none left because you had a bottle, so I'm gonna get some more tomorrow. No, you had a bottle. You had a bottle already. No, it wasn't that because I figured that you already, you know, you already had something to drink. But I'm gonna get that tomorrow. So it's some juices down there. I'll get that tomorrow. I know, but I said I'm gonna get some tomorrow. So you're good. Getting my fucking nerves. But yeah, this one I'm wearing. Oh my God, I'm gonna wear this. Oh my God, I'm gonna wear this tomorrow. All right, let me go. Because I gotta take this off. I'm sweating.